Sing, sing a song, sing out loud, sing out strong, sing of good things, not bad, sing of happy, not sad. Hi everybody, welcome back to Sunday with Ally for September 30th, 2012, your Barbra Streisand Videocast of the week, and I am singing a song, and I'm singing out loud, and I'm singing out strong because it's only 11 days until Barbra in Brooklyn. And this week, we got the big news that one of her very special guests on stage in Brooklyn will be none other than her son, Jason Gould. And of course, it's impossible to sing a song without thinking of Jason. As Barbra said in live concert at the Forum, that was his favorite song from Sesame Street. And Barbra sang it for Jason. So, is it possible, could Barbra and Jason do a duet in Brooklyn of make your own kind of music and sing a song? I don't know. It sounds like a pretty good idea to me. I mean, he's now making his own kind of music. As we found out just 2 days after Barbra sprung the news on Katie Couric that Jason is singing and recording and has made all this wonderful music, Barbra described his voice as a little chamber orchestra in his throat. And 2 days later on Amazon, we saw there is a EP coming out called Jason Gould with samples for 5 songs. And guess what? Jason Gould can sing. He does have a very nice voice. I kind of thought it sounded a little Josh Groban-esque, but he definitely has his own style. I thought especially on How Deep is the Ocean and that song Hello. 2 of the songs he co-wrote. So I think the EP is going to be very exciting. That's coming out October 9th, which of course is the same day that Release Me CD is coming out. Now this past week, we had the good fortune of getting the vinyl version of Release Me came out. And as I'm sure hopefully you've read, I did my review on Examiner.com. And, well, guys, I have to be honest with you. I really liked it. What can I tell you? I thought this album, even though it's a compilation of songs from 1967 to 2011, Barbra's various different session tracks from different albums and projects that she worked on. It's a wonderful collection of songs, and I really think it gives her the chance to really focus on Barbra as an actress in song. You know, whether she's playing Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, singing Home, whether she's Alice in Wonderland in Lost in Wonderland, whether she's Fiona and Sharon in Heather on the Hill and How Are Things in Glockamora. There's a diverse, and Mother and Child. In Mother and Child, she's both mommy and the little kid. There's a great diversity. Excuse me, I had a little cold this week, so I might cough every now and then. There's a great diversity in Barbra's performances, and you really get to see how she approaches songs in a different way. For example, something like If It's Meant to Be is a very mature love song about a relationship that hasn't worked out, and all the allusions to the theater are just wonderful. Beautiful lyrics by the Bergmans, haunting melody by Brian Byrne. That's so different from I Think It's Gonna Rain Today by Randy Newman, which Barbra sings in such a direct, honest, sincere, and almost unplugged, simple performance. It's just brilliant. I love this album. I think this is a fantastic album. I think in many ways, pardon me, folks. I think in many ways it's quintessential. If you love Barbra Streisand, you want this album. There are songs that are going to become your all-time favorites. So I can't wait to get the CD, although I already have all the music. But I'm very, very pleased with it. I think it's going to do very, very well. I am sure it's going to be available at all of Barbra's concert venues, which I think is a smart thing. And speaking of concert venues, Barbra announced this week, or they added one date to her concert tour. She's got one more date at the Hollywood Bowl on November 11th. And they're saying that's probably the last stop on the tour. That would make sense because, it's very hard when you get around the holidays to find dates for different venues. I don't think she's going to be going much further. Like I said, I had heard, possibly that she would go to England, possibly London. Haven't heard any more about that. So if it's just this, if it's Brooklyn, Ontario, Montreal, Toronto, Vancouver, Chicago, Philadelphia, San Jose, Las Vegas, and Los Angeles, that's pretty darn good for me, folks. I mean, I would be happy with it. I'm only going to Brooklyn, but to me, that is fantastic. I am looking forward to it. I'm trying to keep from getting overly excited because there's just so much going on that it's a little bit overwhelming. I mean, it's not only that she's going back to Brooklyn. We're going to be in a brand new arena. It just opened the other night with Jay-Z breaking it in. It's in Brooklyn. It's in a whole different part of New York City. I mean, if you've gone to New York and you've gone to Madison Square Garden and you're used to going there, this is going to be an adventure. And I am psyched and thrilled and I can't wait. And like I said, just 11 days away, only 9 days for those of you who are going to Philadelphia. So very exciting. By the way, aside from Jason Gould, I hear there will be other surprises. And that means guest stars. So who knows? Who knows who might show up? It's one sort of little persistent rumor I hear is somebody who went to Erasmus Hall at the same time Barbra did, and that would be Neil Diamond, and that might be a very interesting live duet. You Don't Bring Me Flowers, and maybe something else they've never sung together before, but that's only a rumor. Only a rumor. Okay. Now, the other really exciting news to come out of the Katie Couric interview. By the way, I did like the Katie Couric interview. I thought it was significant that Barbra devoted the first 20 minutes of her appearance to women's cardiac research. I'm not at all surprised. I'm sure that was her main goal for being there. And kudos to Katie for giving this important topic the attention it deserves. Also, it was really, really interesting. I thought Barbra looked great. Now, of course, my sister called me up and said, why did she look so pale? She doesn't look like she's, maybe has she been getting out in the sun? Why does she look, why is she wearing her hair like that? My God, folks, it's Barbra. Barbra's going to look the way she's going to look. I loved her sort of Annie Hallish outfit. Some people liked her leather boots. Some people didn't. I liked them. I thought she looked great. So I was glad to see no beret. I was glad to see no glasses. And I thought she seemed totally relaxed, very at ease, very comfortable with Katie. Didn't seem at all intimidated to be in front of the audience there. So all in all, I thought it was a wonderful appearance. We also got to see for the very first time a 60-second clip from the Guilt Trip. So I thought the Guilt Trip clip that they chose was very purposeful. I thought they emphasized the mother-son relationship, the fact that he asks her to go on this cross-country trip, the fact that she says, do you want to be stuck in a car for 8 days with your mother? It sets up the whole premise of the movie. It lets you know it's a comedy, but it really doesn't let you know that there's a lot of serious stuff that goes on as well. I think the choice of the clip was to sell it as a comedy. It had just a touch of, she seems a little Roz Fokker-esque, But then again, there's nothing wrong with that. Roz was the best character in Meet the Fockers. But I mean, she's definitely a loving mother, and that comes through. And certainly Barbara is a loving mother, because that also came through when she talked about Jason on the Katie Couric show. There's no doubt that Barbara is extremely proud of Jason and adores her son. And when I saw his EP on Amazon 2 days later, I have to admit I was pretty proud of him too, because the music sounded great. I thought the photographs looked great. There was a little EP kind of promoting it. And according to Matt Howe's site, Barbara Archives, Jason is doing an interview, I think, on October 4th. So that'll be appearing online, talking about his music and talking about this project. Clearly, this is something that has been in the works for quite a while. This is not just something sprung on us. He's serious about this. Now, some people have said, why is he getting serious now? I mean, he's 46 years old. Now's not the time to get serious about a music career. Well, Jason isn't chasing stardom. He's not looking to be a celebrity. I think this album, or this mini album, whatever you want to call it, is purely an expression of his artistic desires. He wants to create. He wrote music. He obviously likes singing. He's trying something the same way that he did Prince of Tides, and he proved to be a darn good actor. He didn't follow it up by doing a lot, but that was fine. I mean, clearly, he doesn't need to be on the X Factor or The Voice or anything else like that. He just chooses to make music at this point in his life. And you know what? More power to him. Good for him. Do what you want. Make your own kind of music. Sing your own special song, Jason. So, back to now the other big news that came out of Katie was Barbara has already started working on her duets album, and Babyface Edmonds is producing it with Walter Afanasieff. And on Walter Afanasieff's site, we found out that Barbara's already recorded with Willie Nelson. She mentioned other duet partners on Katie: Keith Urban, Usher, Robin Thicke, John Legend, Keith Urban, Andrea Bocelli, and Jason Gould. So right there, she's already hard at work on this album. I think that work was actually done probably in earlier September and August. I don't think she's working on the album now, because now she's in complete, focus on the concerts. Philadelphia, staging, getting the show ready to go. She did take time out last week, though, to go to the Clinton Global Initiative. There were photographs of her there, because Barbara is very serious about her commitment to the Clinton Global Initiative. So the woman's busy. She obviously can do more than one thing. She's a great multitasker, and good for Barbara. Also wanted to mention, let me see, I'm checking my list here. I'm not ignoring you. I got a copy of William Mann's new book, Hello Gorgeous, and I've started reading it. About a third of the way through. I can report so far that it's very, very well done. It's very, very well written. It seems extremely accurate. So far, thumbs up. I'll have a full review after I finish it, but I'm enjoying it a lot. And there are some very, very rare, unusual, early pictures of Barbara in there that are going to absolutely blow your mind, because they blew my mind. So that's exciting. Now, speaking of books, got to speak of books. I hope you are all going to the book patch to order your copy of Barbra Memories. And here's how to do it. Go to the book patch to order Barbra Memories. And again, the book patch, go to the search engine, just type in the title of the book, Barbra Memories. You can order your copy there. They will ship it to you. I have heard from people that the shipping is excellent. Everything comes very, very well packaged. And of course, here is the book. This is what you will be getting, front and back. This is the inside. I've shown you this before. This gorgeous, gorgeous book. Beautifully designed, great stories. I did send out the PDF to everybody who pledged on Kickstarter. So people have had a chance to look at the book and to see just how lovely it turned out. And they're getting a chance now to read the stories. And there's some really, really great stories in there. And kudos and thank you to everybody who contributed. I'm very excited about the book signing at Jerry Ollinger's on Friday, October 12th between 2 and 5 o'clock. That's 35th Street between 7th and 8th Avenue, Jerry Ollinger's Movie Material Store, October 12th between 2 and 5. And, sorry folks, everybody who comes to pick up your book, or if you don't order more than one copy of the book, please bring something to carry it home in, either a bag or a tote bag, an envelope. I'm not sure whether there'll be bags at Jerry's or if I can even impose on Jerry to give me bags. So please bring something to carry it home in, because I don't want to, you won't want to get it schmutzed or anything. And I will be more than happy to autograph. Obviously, I'm going to be signing copies of the book and distributing it to everybody who pre-ordered a copy. I don't think there are going to be too many extras, folks. So if you haven't pre-ordered, please don't be upset with me if I don't have a copy to sell you. However, I will have a handout for you to be able to take it home with you and order it online, and all the instructions of how to do that. By the way, at the book signing, you will not only be able to meet me and a bunch of other Barbra fans who are going to be coming there, but Angelo Guglielmo is going to be filming Let Go and Let Barbra, a sequence for the documentary about Barbra, at Jerry's that afternoon. So our whole little gathering is going to make it into the movie. So hopefully you'll all come, you'll be in the movie, you'll meet Angelo, and you'll meet other fans, and you'll get Barbra memories. And also remember, folks, Jerry's got an incredible collection of Barbra stuff to sell. And if you get there and you want to look through the folders and look through the binders and look at the Barbra pictures, more power to you. Jerry will be more than happy to sell you stuff. So that's what's going on October 12th, 2 to 5, Jerry Ollinger's Movie Material Store, 35th Street between 7th and 8th. Now, let me take a look at, oh yes. Now, a lot of people have been emailing me and they're a little bit concerned about a couple of things. So I'm here to alleviate some concerns. First of all, the guilt trip coming out on Christmas Day. Don't worry, folks. People are going to have more than one movie they're going to want to see on Christmas Day. There are people who are going to still want to be seeing The Hobbit, which is coming out a week earlier. There's still people that are going to want to go see Les Mis, which is opening that day, and the trailer looks very, sumptuous, and it's a big musical. There are definitely fans who are going to want to go see that. There's some fans that are going to want to go see Bette Midler and Billy Crystal and Parental Guidance. But trust me, there are plenty of people who are going to want to see Barbra and Seth in The Guilt Trip. And The Guilt Trip, excuse me, aside from opening on Christmas Day, it's going to play all through January and probably into February, because I think this film is going to have legs. And by legs, that means it's going to open, it's going to do well, and it's going to stick around for a while. But just between the two of us, I will be going to The Guilt Trip. I will save going to see Les Mis and other stuff till later on. I want to see Barbra. I want to see her on the big screen. I want to see her with Seth. I've heard nothing but wonderful things about The Guilt Trip, and I think Paramount is very, very confident that opening on Christmas Day, they're going to do very, very well. And I think the critics are going to be very kind to the movie as well. So that's what I have to say about The Guilt Trip. Now, other people have contacted me, and they're a little bit concerned about Gypsy. Why didn't Barbra mention Gypsy on Katie Couric? Is she going to talk about it? Is it still in the works? Has it been delayed? Here's what I think, folks. Right now, Barbra's focus is on a few major things. She's working on promotion for Release Me. There will be promotion for The Guilt Trip. There will be the concerts. There will be a concert tour. There will be publicity. Barbra is not going to really, they've sort of decided that not to talk about Gypsy until later on in early 2013 when they start working and filming, starting to do pre-production for the movie. Guilt Trip, Gypsy is going to be Barbra's next movie. I know I've said this before, but I feel like I keep on having to say it. Skinny and Cat is not ready to go. There's no financing for Skinny and Cat. There's no production company. There's no studio behind it. There's a studio, there's financing, and there's money behind Gypsy. That is going to be made in 2013. So don't worry. It is definitely Barbra's next project after all this other stuff. It's just a matter of time. Now, duets, even if Barbra worked on duets, in November, December, whatever, when she gets back after the concert tour, whenever she works on it, duets is not going to come out till next fall. Because that's just the way Barbra works. She usually has record albums that come out in the fall. The earliest one I can think of recently was August for What Matters Most. Barbra's not going to wait till, not going to release duets in August. It'll probably be a year from now. Just like we had Release Me in September, we're probably going to have duets next September. So there's plenty of time to work on duets. And that's not going to take all year. Filming Gypsy is going to take some time, and that's what she's going to be working on. So trust me, folks, that's what's next. So I'm going to wrap it up for now. Aside from everything else, it's 21:52. I've yapped enough. I don't want to wear out my welcome. Also, my throat is a little bit dry. I'm apologizing profusely for the coughing. I had a cold this week. I mean, after everything I went through with the chemo, I then ended up with a head cold. So, go figure. Here's the good news, though. I got it all out of the way. I got the chemo out of the way. I got the cold out of the way. Now when I go to Brooklyn, I'm going to be A-OK, ready to roll, ready for Barbra, ready to meet all you fans, and hopefully ready to go backstage to give Barbra memories. Keep your fingers crossed about that, folks. That's still looking good. So at this point, I'm going to say goodbye for now. I will see you next week. And if next week is anything like this week, boom, my head's going to explode. There's been so much Barbra news that it's enough to make you a little bit, verklempt. So, until next week, this is Ally Waldman signing off for the Barbra Streisand Videocast, Sunday with Ally, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.